I was standing in the supermarket last week, staring at a leg of lamb priced at £40, and I genuinely didn't know whether to laugh or put my basket back. £40 for one meal. And the worst part? No one else even blinked. That's when it hit me. Most people aren't overspending because they have to. They're overspending because they don't realise they have a choice. So I did what I always do. I rang Gran Betty. She didn't even say hello properly. I told her the price, and she just gave that sharp little whistle and said, "Darling, if you pay £40 for a leg of lamb, you're not buying dinner. You're paying for someone else's holiday." Then she paused and said something I wasn't expecting. "Come round. I'll feed 12 people for less than that." 12 for less than £40. Now, if you're the one trying to make the food budget stretch every week, stay with me, because what she showed me next completely changed how I shop, and it starts before you even touch a single item in the trolley. By the time I got there, she already had a plan. No list, no recipes, just rules. Gran Betty has a rule for everything. She looked at my shopping bag, shook her head, and said, "First mistake, shopping at eye level." Then she leaned in and added, "Eye level is buy level, and that's exactly where they want you." Then she grabbed her coat and said, "We're going back." Back in the shop, I instinctively reached for one of those pre-seasoned trays. You know, the ones that look ready to go. She tapped my hand. "No," she said. "That's the lazy tax." Then she glanced at the price and added, "Pre-chopped, pre-seasoned, pre-priced for regret." That moment stuck with me, because I didn't even realize I was doing it. That's when she gave me her first rule. "Always start from the bottom shelf," she said. That's where the honest food sits. Everything at eye level is trying to impress you and charge you for it. Then she added, "If it looks fancy, it's already added £5 you didn't need to spend." And just like that, the whole shop looked different. We skipped the glossy displays. No premium labels. No perfectly packaged trays. "If they've done the work for you," she said, "you've paid for it twice." Then, without missing a beat, convenience is lovely until you see the receipt. Instead, we went straight to the bottom shelves. Big sacks of potatoes. Not pretty, not polished, but powerful. "Pretty doesn't fill you up," she said. "Potatoes do." Then she picked one up and added, "A sack feeds a family, a garnish feeds your ego." Then flour, then straight to the world foods aisle. Now this is where most people walk straight past, and it's where she quietly saves the most money. She picked up a large bag of spices for less than £1 and held it next to a tiny jar. "Same flavour," she said. "Different audience." Then she added, "Don't pay extra for a smaller story." That one stayed with me. That's one of her strongest rules. Shop sideways, not just forward. Within minutes, the trolley looked basic. But here's what I didn't realise yet. This was the foundation of feeding 12 people. Back in her kitchen, she laid everything out and said, "We're not cooking a meal, we're building it." Then she looked at me and said, "And we build in layers. Layer 1, fill people up properly." She pointed at the potatoes and flour. "If people are still hungry after the first plate, you've already lost." So we made trays, big trays, of crispy roast potatoes. No holding back. Then Yorkshire puddings, rising up golden and tall. "Flour is cheap," she said. "Use it like you mean it." Then she smiled and added, "Stretch the cheap, and you can afford the rest." And then quietly, "A full table forgives everything, an empty one remembers." Layer 2, flavour like it matters. Now, I used to be careful with seasoning. Gran Betty is not. She grabbed the salt and started seasoning everything properly. "Season it like you're proud of it," she said. Then added, A timid cook spends more and enjoys it less. And this is where most people get it wrong. They spend more on ingredients and then underseason them. Flavor doesn't come from price, she said. It comes from confidence. At this point, I thought the hard part was done. It wasn't. She turned to me and said, "Now we make the meat work for us." And this is important, because this is where most people overspend. You don't need a 40-pound leg of lamb to impress people. She showed me a more affordable cut instead, and said, "Save the lamb for when you're feeding pride. Feed people properly first." Then she added, "A clever cook doesn't chase expensive cuts. They master the overlooked ones." She held it up and said, "This right here feeds more people than that lamb ever could, if you cook it right." Her rule is simple: bone in always. More flavor, more richness, more value. She placed it in the oven and said, "Low and slow," then added, "Good things don't rush, and neither should your oven." And just before she closed the door, she said, "If you try to rush cheap meat, it will remind you why it was cheap." Now stay with me, because this part is where everything changes. Hours later, that inexpensive cut had turned into something incredible. Soft, rich, falling apart. The kind of food that makes people pause after the first bite. Time, she said, is the cheapest ingredient and the most powerful. While that was cooking, she showed me something I nearly overlooked. Bread, no yeast, no waiting, just flour, milk, and salt, mixed in 5 minutes, into the oven. "That's it?" I asked. "That's it," she said, then added, "If you can stir it, you can afford it." And another one, "Shop-bought bread fills a gap, homemade bread fills a table." And just like that, we had something warm, fresh, and enough for everyone. Now here's the part I didn't expect to matter so much. Drinks. I watched her line up glasses that looked like something from a celebration. I thought, this is where the budget disappears. I was wrong. Tap water, elderflower cordial, frozen berries. People drink with their eyes first. Make it look special, and it will feel expensive, even when it isn't. And she was right. But this is the bit you don't want to miss. Serving. I started plating everything in the kitchen like I normally would. She stopped me. "No, we don't hide food, we show it." Everything went onto big platters. Mountains of potatoes, bright vegetables, that slow-cooked roast right in the center. Abundance is a feeling, not a number. If it looks generous, it feels generous. And something happened I didn't expect. When everyone started eating, it went quiet. You know that moment, when people stop talking because the food is that good. And I realized, no one was thinking about money. They were just enjoying it. Later that night, as we were clearing up, I picked up the bone without thinking. "Throw that out?" I asked. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind. "That is tomorrow. Waste is where money disappears quietly. A good cook uses everything. A great one plans for it." And just as I was about to leave, she said one last thing. "Most people don't need more money," she said. "They just need better habits." Then she paused and added, "You don't fix the budget at the till. You fix it in the trolley." And that stayed with me. Because this isn't about cutting back, it's about taking control. Gran Betty's rules are simple. Start at the bottom shelf. Ignore the premium labels. Shop sideways. Build in layers. Season with confidence. Choose bone-in. Cook low and slow. Make it yourself when it's quick. Stretch everything. Use everything. And serve it like it's worth a fortune. Because it is. So next time you walk into a supermarket, you'll see it differently. And if you're the one trying to make things stretch, trying to keep everyone fed without overspending, this is your system now. If this helped you even a little, Like this video so more people can find it. Share it with someone who's standing in that aisle right now, wondering how they're going to make it work. And subscribe, because Gran Betty has a lot more to teach, and you haven't even heard her best one-liners yet. And trust me, you'll want to remember them. Go and watch Gran Betty's Money Wisdom series right now, because what she teaches there doesn't just save you money. It changes how you think, how you shop, and how you live. One smart decision at a time.